50, 45. There goes Davis.
Oh, my God.
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Welcome into a brand new edition of the Dream Wager presented by Viva Tequila Seltzer. Welcome in, everyone. Today is Thursday, December 26, 2024. Kid, how was your holidays? Christmas was good?
Yeah, everything was honestly better than I anticipated. I'll tell you that. Definitely one of the better Christmas in recent years. So thank you for everybody that made that happen. Hope everybody had a special holiday. I know some holidays are still celebrating, so hopefully everybody's having a good time. And hopefully, if y'all went back to work so far, it wasn't too crazy today.
How about your bets now? Our bets do good.
2-0 on Christmas Day.
Okay.
And then basketball, I think I went 3-2. I got
Dogs were barking.
Dogs was barking on Christmas. I'm pretty sure I went 3-2, so that's good. And then 2-0 on the NFL. So Christmas Day, pretty good day,
Yeah, well, I'm glad you had a good Christmas. Glad everyone out there. Hope you guys had a good Christmas as well. And like Elvis said, if anyone is still celebrating Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, enjoy that. Okay, we're back in the groove of things. We'll recap. Got a lot to talk about. We'll finish up week 16. We got our power rankings. Like you said, Christmas Day. A lot of favorites for the NFL, but not so much for the NBA. Then we'll preview week 17. We got a Thursday night game tonight, and then the rest of Sunday. We'll talk about any bowl games that we like for this weekend as well. And then we got a 9 slate game here for Thursday in the association, and then 8 games for Friday as well. So we'll talk about that towards the end of the show. But kid, let's finish off week 16. We recorded it right before the game started, and to be honest, man, I thought Cooper Rush outplayed Baker. I'm not going to lie. He looked pretty good. 26 for 35, 292. Got the touch, got the win at home. And say what you want, Mike McCarthy is keeping his job. I would be very surprised if he got fired. But if he does get fired, he would have a lot of interviews. I'll say that. I'm not the biggest Mike McCarthy fan, but he would have a lot of interviews. Unfortunate news that we got about 20 minutes before we recorded. They're shutting down CeeDee Lamb for the rest of the season with his shoulder injury. So at least he went out with a bang. 7 catches, 105 yards. Didn't get the touchdown, but big win at home against a Buccaneer team that they can't blow this league, kid.
Yeah, one of the most surprising outcomes for Sunday in Week 16, in my opinion. Give the credit for the Cowboys pulling off the upset. I'm not sure if Mike McCarthy kept his job off of that, but I say one thing. It's going to be hard to fire him just because how well he ended the season without Dak Prescott. I honestly think he got more wins without Dak Prescott than he did with. So I think you gotta give Mike McCarthy, Cooper Rush some credit. I've been saying it for weeks. I know you're a little tired of it, but I want to see Cooper Rush get a shot, man. We've seen it time. I'm pretty sure as a starter in the NFL, he has a winning record. He could move the ball. And I understand the Cowboys' offense, they're pretty good, but they don't have a pretty good running game. They have one good wide receiver. The rest of the guys are just okay. I think Cooper Rush could possibly make some noise somewhere. I'd like to see him start somewhere. And surprising, I think Baker Mayfield played okay. Just took a couple sacks, the one pick. The running game was not really there. Baker honestly ran the ball pretty good. Mike Evans couldn't get the Jalen McKinnon. He's been pretty good as of late. Rashad Wright caught the ball as well. It was just a little surprising. The offense staggered a little bit. Give credit to the Dallas Cowboys for just showing up at a home game and just not laying down. Right now, guess what, though? Falcons have that little edge of a tie.
Yeah.
We're going to see who wins out for the remainder of the season, but I did not see this coming for the Bucs.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I think a lot of people were on Tampa Bay, killed a lot of money line parlays. And like you said, 2 games left, and Atlanta does hold the tiebreaker between Tampa Bay. So can Michael Penix do it? We will see. But yeah, big win for the Cowboys as well. And then Monday, we don't really got to talk about it, but this was a
Yeah.
shit show. I mean, 34-0. I mean, they put Malik Willis in. That's how bad it got. But I mean, what'd you expect? Spencer Rattler couldn't do anything. He led the team in rushing yards. They had no one to throw the ball to. Even Jawan Johnson didn't really have a good game, but Romeo Dobbs, it was nice to see him get in and have a pretty good game. Jalen Reed, Tavon Wicks, he had the touchdown as well, but Josh Jacobs is an absolute beast, man. I love how many carries he gets. Like, he is just the ultimate package team. So big win, but they were expected to win here in this game. But still 11-4, 2 games left to play. We'll see where they end. But thoughts on Green Bay real quick.
They covered the big number. I'm not a fan of laying the big 14 and a halves, but Green Bay was definitely the much better team. I just didn't expect that. 34-0. That was just flat out embarrassing to get that on a Monday night stage. They got to do better than that. Saints, I understand they're dealing with injuries, but that was pitiful. Give credit to the Packers, but I I wish we never stood up to watch that.
Yeah, no, it was bad. You kind of knew after the first quarter, midway through the
It was
second,
over.
the game was over. Yeah. Kid, instead of going right to Christmas, because week 16 is done, I want to talk about our power rankings because these were my power rankings heading into Christmas. I didn't change them, but I want to start week 17 power rankings. Now, I have an honorable mention. Usually I don't start with my 11, but they were very close. And sitting at number 11 right now, it's the Los Angeles Rams. I almost put them in with how good they're playing, going outside, beating the Jets. I think the outside linebacker, the rookie Javard Vase from Florida State, he's been fantastic for this team. This is going to be a scary team if they get into the playoffs. A team that really getting healthier too at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really want to play the Rams right now, so they're on the outside looking in. At number 10, I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers. Beat the Broncos the other night, and in a comeback fashion. We both thought they were going to kind of die out after 21-7, but love Lad McConkey. Joe Alt looks pretty good as well, the rookie. Run game has to be a little better. I know Gus Edwards had a pretty good game, but Justin Herbert's taking care of the ball. The defense looks good. They're a good team right now. I think they're starting to get healthy at the right time. So I got the Chargers just a nick, a hair above the Rams. So yeah, give me the Chargers at number 10.
At number 10, give me the Washington Commanders. Had to put them back in the top 10. Impressive win. I understand, what, Jalen Hurts went out to injury. It wasn't Jalen Hurts, it was a defense. He had a great second half on a very good defense. Some say one of the best defensive football. Gotta give Jaden Daniels credit. Commanders, not sure if they're gonna make a playoff push, but they're way ahead of schedule. I think Dan Quinn is the perfect man for this job. Give me the Commanders at number 10.
At number 9, give me the Redskins at number 9. Big win. And like you said, I don't necessarily think it even I'll say this. I think if Jalen Hurts played, I think they win. But regardless, the defense can't give up 22 points in the fourth quarter. So
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Daniels looking like the rookie of the year. I still think outside of Bo Nix, but outside of 5 turnovers and you still win the game, that is very impressive, kids. So I mean, he owns the NFL's 4th highest QBR at 71.9, trailing only 3 other quarterbacks: Joe Burrow, Lamar, and Josh Allen. I mean, it's insane. He's also rushed for over 700 yards this season, 6 touchdowns. This kid is fantastic. So glad to see the Redskins back in a winning culture. So 10-5, I got to put them up 1 spot.
At number 9, give me the Los Angeles Rams. I had them, I think, at 10 last week. Moved them up. Not an impressive win, but a win and nothing less. I have some faith in this team. I love, how I feel about Matthew Stafford,
Yeah.
Sean McVay, and when healthy, I think Puka Nacua and Cooper Cup is one of the best wide receiver dudes in all of football. And defensively, I think you said it. They're getting after the quarterback. They don't have a lot of household names you could say, but they're pretty good defensively. I like what they're doing, and they're getting healthy. Karen Williams has been one of the most consistent running backs in over the last 2 years. I love what they got right now. Hey, maybe they make a playoff push. We'll see. Give me the Rams at 9.
I also want to preface this by this is our power rankings before yesterday, before Christmas.
Yeah.
So at number 8, Pittsburgh Steelers. It was a tough loss to the Ravens in week 16, but the Ravens are just clicking on all cylinders right now. Glad to see George Pickens back because you see what this offense could kind of do if they're not playing the Chiefs, what they could do with George Pickens. But we'll see. We'll see. I got to reevaluate them, but I think this might be a team that peaked a little too early. They went on that nice stretch in mid-November, late October, and everyone's like, oh, they're for real. They're for real. They're for real. And now they're kind of tailing off towards when you really start wanting to get hot. So still a good football team. They're not a great football team. So at number 8, give me the Pittsburgh Steelers.
At number 8, give me the Steelers. Yes, it was good to see George Pickens back, but 3, 4 out of the last 5 weeks hasn't been a good football team. They've been running, yes, they've been playing some good opponents, but offensively, they just hasn't been the same. I don't know what it is. Maybe they got more film, more rust, or maybe it was just no George Pickens. Maybe it's the running game lacklustering a little bit as well. Defensively, they miss TJ. He was back, but wasn't really impactful in the game. He was dealing with some hand injury. I know when fully healthy, this team could be great, but right now they're not that. Maybe come playoff time, they could be what they was a couple of weeks ago, though. But there's definitely not the same Steelers team we saw before Thanksgiving. But for now, give me the Steelers at 8.
At number 7, big win, but nothing really to take away from it. But give me the Green Bay Packers. I had to put them up one spot. This offense is clicking on all cylinders right now. Matt LaFleur is in his bag right now. They beat the Saints 34-0. It was just a whoop ass. Defense is starting to play a little better. They got another turnover, and they continue to do that as well. So love what I'm seeing from this team. This could be a sneaky team come playoff time. So give me the Packers at number 7.
At number 7, give me the Green Bay Packers. Not going to touch too much up on them. The only thing I don't love, I love the Packers. The only thing I don't love about them is they only beat one playoff caliber team all season long. Yes, they lost to the best teams in the NFC, but they only beat one playoff caliber team. That's something that worries me about the Packers. Other than that, I love this team. Give me the Packers at 7.
At number 6, give me the Baltimore Ravens. Coming off a game where outside of Christmas where the Steelers own Lamar. Everyone knows how to play Lamar in that division. And then to get a win like that at home, you got to feel good. Lamar, say it now, is my MVP. What he's done is fantastic. Derrick Henry, why didn't the Cowboys get him, Elvis? What are we talking about here? Defense is starting to play no. Your boy, Kyle Van Noy, is playing at an all-pro level this year. He is not getting the credit he deserves, but Kyle Van Noy is putting up all-pro numbers this season. So defense is starting to click together. Kyle Hamilton's looking good. Marlon Humphrey is looking good in the secondary. They haven't allowed a passing touchdown in a few weeks. The defense is starting to play better, kid. Give me the Ravens at 6.
At number 6, give me the Baltimore Ravens.
Wow, we are on lock right now.
Yeah, we're on lock. I told you this yesterday when we chatted. I said, the power rankings, let's just don't quit because it's going to be very similar. It's the end of the season. Yeah. Like, if we don't have very similar top 10s, it's a problem.
We're not watching the same thing.
We're not watching the same thing. Yeah. Give me the Ravens at 6. Just to echo a little bit of everything he was saying, we see Lamar. At these past few weeks, he's looking like the MVP in football. We can't deny it. Derrick Henry, him and Saquon, they're going to battle out for the rushing title. We'll see what Saquon does this weekend. And defensively, that what was the concern for me. Past few weeks, even on Christmas, they were showing up. They're showing up. I like what I've been seeing defensively as of late. We know what Lamar and King Henry could represent. Give me the Ravens at 6.
At number 5, give me the Minnesota Vikings. They can't get past 5, but man, this team is fantastic. They could get the number 1 seed, kid, with 2 weeks to play. Tough win on the road against Seattle. Depending on what number you got, they covered. But I like Sam Darnold, man. This offense speaks volumes. Kevin O'Connell is my coach of the year as well. And that defense with Brian Flores is a top 5 defense. There's nothing that this team can't do right now. So everything to play, everything in front of them to play for that number 1 seed is right in front of them, and I think it's attainable. So they have a chance to be 15-2. That is absolutely insane, especially from a team that had a win total of 5.5. So you got to give them credit. They've done an amazing job. I think they should keep Sam Darnold as well. But yeah, I love this Viking team. They have a chance to really make a deep dive into the playoffs. So yeah, give me the Vikings at 5.
Give me the Minnesota Vikings at number 5. They didn't move them up, kept them where they were at. They're a top 5 team, people. Hate it or love it. Sammy D has been dicing them up. To be honest, Sammy D's been playing well. Aaron Jones is still good, but it's been Sammy D as of late. Jettas, Addison been stepping up, and defensively they've been a top 5-ish defense all season long. What is not to love from this Minnesota Vikings team? Give me the Vikings at 5.
At number 4, give me the Philadelphia Eagles. I had to put them down a little bit. They tough loss, but who I really like, and even though they not got exposed, I won't say exposed, but had an off night or off quarter, I should say. The defense is still good, but Quinion Mitchell, I mean, the kid is fantastic. But he didn't have the best game on Thursday. I thought Terry McLaurin had a really good game. So they got some things to fix up, but I like this team still. Obviously, they take a hit without Jalen Hurts. He hasn't been practicing this week because of the concussion. The number 1 seed is gone for them. I'll say that. But tough loss. It's a division opponent, though, against a Redskin team that really needed that win to build their confidence as well, because the whole narrative behind them was, they can't beat a playoff team. They only beat up on losing teams. This was a nice feather in the cap. They go out and beat arguably one of the best defenses and hangs 36 on them. Defense has some question marks, but I think they'll bounce back. Still a very good team, but I had to drop them a little. Give me Philly at 4.
At number 4, give me the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not really too concerned about Jalen Hurts and the concussion. Kenny Pickett. I don't care. For 3 quarters, we didn't see a top 4 team. Defensively, I think they were just out of it because they knew the top dog and Jalen Hurts was out of it. I'm not going to take too much from that game from the Commanders and add to it. I got the Eagles at 4. To me, they're still one of the best teams in football. Jalen Hurts. If I was Jalen Hurts, I'll just sit it out.
Really?
You got the division locked up. Well, it's no, yeah, you got
Yeah,
the
they
division
got
locked
it.
up.
Yeah.
You got the division locked up, and you have no shot at a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Right now, you're gonna be either 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
I say just shut it down. What does he really have to go out there and show? He had a great season. We saw him able to pass the ball just a week prior. We saw the performance of AJ Brown and Saquon had a slow game. I'll say just shut it down, man. Get ready for a playoff run. You're not gonna have the bye week. Let week 17 and week 18 be your bye weeks. Give me the Eagles at number 4.
At number 3, give me the Buffalo Bills. Had to put them down a little, but still like them. I think they're a very good team. Are they starting to regress a little bit or maybe hit their peak? I don't know. It was a division game hanging a lot of points that you and I sniffed out immediately. We thought that was just too many points. Had an opportunity, if it wasn't for the backwards pass that Drake made through. I mean,
might have been live.
Yeah, might have been live to upset him here, kids. So I like the Bills here, but you had to drop them a little at 3.
At 3, give me the Detroit Lions. Like I said, I don't love the fact David Montgomery's out. We know he's a small chance. Most likely he's going to be back for the division round of the playoffs. Hopefully the Lions can lock up the number 1 seed. Who knows? But Jared Goff been playing great. Jahmyr Gibbs still a horse. Amon St. Brown, Jameis Williams who's stepping up as well. Sam Laporta defensively, if they could just stay put, don't deal with a lot of injuries. I think defensively they still have enough pieces to be good. I don't know if they can still be what they were a couple weeks ago, maybe even early October, early November. But if they can stay healthy, though, if they can stay healthy, not deal with more injuries on top of what they already have, I will love the Lions. But as of right now, I like them a lot. Give me the Lions at 3.
Yeah, at number 2, give me the Detroit Lions. Nice win. I mean, we forgot to mention it, but Ben Johnson was in his bag with that trick play. I mean, Fantastic. I still think about Ben Johnson and his play calling from time to time, but it was a nice win. Cleared the narrative too. Jared Goff playing outdoors, beating up the Bears. And I like the rookie cornerback too. You know, the defense does worry me sometimes, especially when they're going to get into the playoffs. But Terrion Arnold, the cornerback, he's a really good DB as well. So I love it. He has 52 total tackles, 9 pass defenses as well. So he's in a lot of these things. He's not scared to come up and make a tackle as well. So yeah, the rookie is kind of one of the bright spots on that defense. So yeah, give me the Detroit Lions at 2. And at number 1, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, if anything tells you what you watched on Christmas, this team is very, very likely to 3P. I mean, team just doesn't score points. They haven't scored 30 points, and yet they're 15-1. It just, they find ways to win. The rookie Xavier Worthy, he's starting to come in on his own. They got Hollywood Brown. The more reps he gets, he's going to start continuing. Travis Kelce is miraculously always fucking open. I truly don't understand how Travis Kelce just winds up being open all the time. And they did it without Chris Jones yesterday. So defense is phenomenal. Spagnuolo is going to dice him up in big-time games. This team just finds ways to win, kid. 15-1. I got to put the Chiefs at 1.
Still, Chiefs would have been at 1 if this was Week 18 power rankings. This is Week 7. Well, Week 19. This is Week 18 power rankings. We can't jump ahead, though. Christmas performance was damn near immaculate. It was damn near flawless. I got to admit that. But we can't skip ahead. Give me the Chiefs at number 2. They would have been 1 if this was next week. I can't deny that. But give me the Chiefs at number 2. They're great. I can't deny. They even look better with Hollywood Brown. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. They're looking good. Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt.
They cut Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah. Now, even they might have a better receiving core than they did when they had Rashid Rice healthy.
We forgot to mention DeAndre Hopkins.
At number 1, give me the Buffalo Bills. You expected a tough game from the New England Patriots. That's what we do. It's a divisional battle. 14.5 for the points is too many damn points, still. We do this. We built like this. Of course, we had him sweating a little bit. Of course, we saw Josh Allen's worst outing of the season. We're the goddamn New England Patriots. Give me Buffalo Bills at number 1. I'm
not worried, huh?
I'm not. That's the Patriots.
You remember the dynasty Patriots. You don't remember this Patriot team.
Any other team in football, maybe I bump them down a little bit. But the Patriots going to show up every week. No ifs, no ands, no buts. We might not win the game.
Are you high, real quick, since we're on the Patriots? Are you high, or are you a believer in Gerard Mayo? Because there have been speculation out there that, it's not the best first year. There are rumblings that Kraft is on the fence of letting him go. He is a Belichick guy. I want to get your thoughts because I'll be honest, kid, this isn't the Patriot team I've grown up and watched. They come out unprepared some games, if I'm being honest. They start playing in the second half.
I agree to your last statement. I agree on that. We do start off slow. Am I ready to, let's just say, backdoor Gerard Mayo? Because I don't think we're just going to fire him. I'm going to just say backdoor to a downgrade level. Let's just say defensive coordinator or something like that. Linebackers coach again. We'll see. No. Do I believe in him? Do I think Gerard Mayo is a Super Bowl, possibly a future Super Bowl winning head coach? Maybe not. Maybe not. Realistically, maybe not. But who knows? This is just his first year of coaching. Can we at least agree? Is this a playoff caliber team that he was?
No, the roster's not there.
Okay, then, Dill. Yeah. What was realistically your expectation?
Not 3-12.
Over under was 4.5.
So it's live.
I think he's on par for the expectations we had for him. So if he gets to 4 wins, a top 3 draft pick, I'm gonna clap my hands for the man. If we're in the same position next year, I'm gonna have to backdoor my mans. But for now, first year coaching with no expectations. Next year might be some expectations still. But for this year, I think Jerome Mayo has done a good enough job to keep his job. But don't get me wrong, if this was a second, third year head coach,
Gotta let him go.
gotta let him go.
Yeah, I think if he wasn't a Belichick guy and he wasn't a Patriot through and through, this season would
Three-time champ now.
This season would warrant to be let go. I'll say that. But he has some ties there. I think Kraft kind of likes him. Belichick vouched for him. I think the story or basis behind Gerard Mayo is that they want to believe in him. They know the roster isn't there though. Yeah, they got their quarterback.
That's what if put like this. Not to pour salt on the wound, deal, but with your Jets, if we had the expectation for your Jets, let's just say playoffs, 8.5 win over under, and we had 3 wins, fireball offense. Our over under was at 4.5. We had 3 wins. That's not a fireball offense. Maybe we was over fireball offense, but 3 wins as a rookie head coach.
All right, so you got some positivity with the coach. Okay,
I'm not. This is not the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are 3-12, holding the number 2 pick right now. You got to go Travis Hunter.
Come on now, no ifs, no ands, no buts. Realistically, the businessman in me, I want to get either Shador or Ward and see what I could get with my muscle. But I think Travis Hunter will be the great, no ifs, no ands pick. All I'm saying is, if I could draft one of these quarterbacks and maybe get a first-round pick next year on top, and still get maybe a Travis Hunter or one of the best offensive lines, maybe we could work something out. But if we can still get a top 5 talent and a draft pick next year, why not?
Kind of what Houston did about 2 years ago. With
Houston
CJ
traded up. They traded up to get Will Anderson. They got CJ. They traded up. It's something like what
maybe
Chicago
you should
did.
do that.
No, it's like what Chicago did. They could have drafted CJ. Bryce Young. They were like, no, we'll trade back. We'll trade back to what, the 7th or 8th pick.
Yeah, Justin Fields.
And we'll take your pick next year.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. So we could do that.
Or just trade up and get number 2 and 3.
No, about if for example, if there's, let's just say the Raiders are at 4 or 5, right?
Yeah.
And they call us. We want to move up to number 2. I'm going to call number 4, number 3, who y'all drafting. If they're not going after Travis Hunter,
we'll move back.
And I can still get Travis Hunter at 5, and I could get a first-round pick for number 2 and still get Travis Hunter. That's a win-win deal.
Yep.
We got to negotiate deal. We got to still find a way to get Travis Hunter and find a first-round pick next year. We got to leverage this deal.
Bill ain't there anymore, though.
It don't matter. We got a top 2 pick. This is a draft where realistically we like Jalen Milroe, but it's a 2 quarterback draft. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, 100%.
There's gonna be teams out there willing to trade their lives away for that first or second overall pick that we're currently having right now.
It's crazy because if the draft was today or stood where the draft order is, first 2 players off the board are from Colorado. Travis Hunter is going to 2, and Shador is going to go 1 to the Giants.
I'm not solidifying the Giants taking Shador. That's all I'm saying. Well, I would draft Shador at number 1 if I needed a quarterback. I'm not suggesting that the Giants are sold on Shador Sanders, or they're going to make that decision.
I think it's a bad year to be a bad team because 1 through 9. 2-13, 3-12, 4-11. There are a lot of 4-11 teams, 3-12. So essentially, you could win yourself out of a top 5 pick. That's what the Raiders just did. They had the number 1 pick. They wound up winning, and now they're at 6.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to win right now. It's a bad year to be a bad team, I'll say. And the Jets, they can't get out of their own way. I mean, the Jets are 4-11. They got the 8th pick.
Terrible.
All right, kid, let's get to Christmas. Like we said, it was a great Christmas. Actually ratings came out today, did much better than the
What?
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight. And streaming was much better. Cameras were great too. I don't know if that's 8K, 9K, but
Yeah, they were crispy.
they
I'll
were
say that.
crisp. First game, Chiefs dominate on the road 29-10. The number actually came down because of the Chris Jones news. I think it closed at 1.5. We laid the 2.5 here on the show. Regardless, Chiefs cover, no problem. Game goes under the total as well. It doesn't matter if you got the opening 43, closed at 45.5. It actually went up. But Patrick Mahomes, I mean, I am just convinced this man is not real. He was made in a lab somewhere because there's no high ankle sprain. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, what he was able to do, elude pressure. He only had the one rush, but how he's able to escape and just throw the ball away. He just finds open receivers. I mean, he was just fantastic. 29 for 38, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Travis Kelce had a touchdown. Xavier Worthy, like I said, even Justin Watson, he had a pretty good game as well. Hollywood Brown continuing to get the momentum going. I mean, he only had 4 catches, but 7 targets. He's averaging around 7 to 9 targets per game. So if he winds up connecting with Mahomes, he could have a breakout game here very soon. And then on the other side, I mean, yeah, they get George Pickens back, but he really didn't have a good game. He had that one nice catch on the sideline. Outside of that, really was quiet. They ran the ball well. I thought but they could, once they were down so much, kid, they couldn't continue to run the ball. And I think that was the problem they faced. Najee Harris had a pretty good game, and so did Jalen Warren.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, they winded up getting down 20, 25 points, and they're like, we can't run the ball anymore. And I thought Russ didn't play well, took a lot of sacks. Last few weeks, I know we've said the offense hasn't been playing better, but I think Russ has kind of regressed as well.
Yeah, give credit to the Kansas City Chiefs. Tremendous game. Offensively, besides not able to run the ball, they were great. Patrick Mahomes, what a day. 3 tutties, no interceptions, 0 sacks. Got, like you said, what sprained ankle? 0 sacks. He also ran for a couple of yards as well. We know he took those knees, but he ran for a little bit as well. Travis Kelce had himself a day. Xavier Worthy's coming on the offense. Hollywood Brown went over his prop as well. The offense is looking good defensively. Honestly, that was the story, how well they looked without Chris Jones. And realistically, it came down to, yes, if you look at the score, it's a little misleading. But the defense came up with 2 turnovers in the red zone. Let's not forget Firemouth turnover in the red zone with the fumble, and then Russ with that pick as well. If Jalen Warren gets in, holding is not called, and Firemouth doesn't fumble, maybe this game has a different outcome. At the end, the Steelers are struggling a little bit. I don't know what it is. They got George Pickens back, and the offense is still struggling. And they ran the ball tremendously. I think Jalen Warren had himself a great game. Firemouth as well, besides the fumble. I don't know what it is. They've been struggling these last few weeks, or is it just Kansas City Chiefs that freaking good?
I think it's both. Yes, they've been struggling a little bit, but Kansas City, they're gonna win it all.
Mhm.
I mean, I can't even make excuses
I hope
anymore. Okay, I know you've had your dynasty, but we're watching another dynasty, kid.
No, I'm not denying that. I'm just hoping for my sake. I just don't want the Chiefs in another Super Bowl. That's all.
We're gonna get a Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
I
mean, the AFC is not that good.
This will be the year I take them and they lose.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'll say this: they have been covering the past few weeks now.
Well, they are.
They're starting to play a lot better. So yeah, Chiefs dominate 29-10. They're 15-1. Kid, I mean, the offense is not staggering. I mean, they've scored 30 points just, what was it, one time?
Never.
Yeah, no, twice. They scored 30 points twice. One was against the Panthers, 30-27 in a game they almost should have lost. And then they scored 30-24 against the Buccaneers.
Scored 31.
They never scored 31. But kid, this team is they're gonna finish 16-1. Tough game last week, but
they locked up the number 1 seed. Why play? I know you got a bye week. I'll play the first half. Maybe?
Yeah. I wouldn't sit them all, but
I'll sit
third straight title. I mean,
I'll sit Isaiah Pacheco. Remember, he had the injury.
Yeah,
he missed 5-6 weeks. I'll sit him out. I'll sit out Mahomes. Let him rest up.
I would play Hollywood though.
Yeah, Hollywood is playing full. I'll sit out Travis Kelce. Noah Gray had himself
and sit out Chris Jones as well. He was dealing with that injury. Oh, okay.
Chris Jones is done, resting for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Mahomes
and they get
resting,
that bye.
Travis, Chris Jones.
And can we know how tough it is without the refs? Forget the refs because we know they give them favorable calls allegedly. But it's hard. It's a hard place to play in Arrowhead. So everything goes through Kansas City again this year, and in the cold. We've seen it already, and it's the end of December. Come mid-January, early February, it is going to be freezing in Kansas City. So, got to give them credit. I know they're not a very likable team because of their success, but you got to tip your hat. I mean, trust me, I've dealt with it my whole life being a Jet fan and living next to a Patriot fan. So, got to tip their cap. But, success is success. So, I like them. I think they're a very good team, and yeah, it just sucks that they're going to win again. But yeah, Kansas City 29. Oh, how was I right about this game? I mean, we almost had a scoregami too in this one, but this game was never close. I mean, I don't even think they got off the bus, but what a whoop-assing this was. 31-2. The Ravens take care of the Houston Texans. Thank God Houston is in a bad division because this is a bad team. We've talked about it for over a month. We cannot wait to fade this team. It doesn't matter that they're going to have a home game in the playoffs. They are going to be underdogs in anybody they face. I mean, it opened up at 3.5, kid, and we took it on the show a few days early. Closed at 6.5. Didn't matter if it was 10.5. The game goes under as well. For an offense to score 0 points, that is pitiful. That's a fireable offense. CJ Stroud, I love you, but man, sophomore slump is in full effect right now. 17 for 31. He threw the interception. They weren't able to run the ball. Joe Mixon visibly frustrated on the sideline. And, without Tank Dell, only Nico Collins really able to do anything. I know John Mechie III, your boy, he had a few catches, but outside of that, kid, no one on this offense scares you. No one. And they can't stop the run. Derrick Henry rushed for over 147 yards. I mean, even Lamar had
the first quarter.
Yeah.
It was 80-something in the first quarter. Trust me, I'm facing him in 2 fantasy championships. Trust me.
Sucks.
I knew. He had 14.3 in the first quarter.
Yeah, and then you can't stop Lamar either. He rushed for 87 yards. Mark Andrew continues to pad the record books, most touchdowns in franchise history. He had another one yesterday. Isaiah Likely had a touchdown, but Lamar Jackson, 10 for 15, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, the way he's been able to elude pressure, the conversation needs to happen right now, and we're going to have it because I'm changing my vote. Josh Allen is not the MVP. It has to be Lamar. I mean, let's not forget, Lamar whooped the Buffalo Bills' ass on prime time. I think that's first and foremost. I think the only thing he has on him is the rushing touchdowns. He has 11, Josh Allen, compared to 4. And old Lamar would have rushed so much yesterday, but man, Todd Monken has really created a passing quarterback in Lamar. And then obviously the record, 12-3. But let's not forget, Lamar, they might win the division now. Completion percentage, 68% for Lamar to 63. Passing yards, 3,955 for Lamar, 3,549 for Josh Allen. Pass yards per attempt, 9.0 compared to 7.8 in favor of Lamar. Passing yards per game, 247 to 236 to Lamar. Passing touchdowns, 39 to 26 Lamar. Interceptions, 4-6 in favor of Lamar. Passer rating, 121 compared to 101 in favor of Lamar. Rushing attempts, 130-97 in favor of Lamar. Rushing yards, 852 to 512 in favor of Lamar. Rushing yards, 6.6 per attempt to 5.3. Rushing touchdowns go to Josh Allen. Kid, I mean, we say it all the time. Men lie, women lie. Numbers do not lie. Josh Allen is not the MVP. It has to be Lamar Jackson.
One thing about those numbers, Dill, that is lying, Lamar has played an extra week.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
One number that don't lie, 12-3 to 11-5. Josh Allen is most likely going to finish 14-3. Baltimore Ravens most likely going to finish 12-5. The Buffalo Bills going to finish undefeated, most likely in their division. The Ravens going to finish most likely 4-2.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying, you printed out numbers.
We know we're in that division. We know that division is terrible.
You play who you against.
I know. That's fair.
And you also beat the best team in football, the Kansas City Chiefs. Took care of business, by the way. I'm not going to go back and forth with the numbers. I think Lamar is having a great season, and he deserves to be in the conversation for MVP, absolutely. But this is Josh Allen award to lose. I think he could go out there against the Jets. He didn't even have to have a huge game. He could go out there, throw for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And he's most likely gonna run away with the MVP. He's not gonna play week 18, and he's gonna run away with the MVP deal. I understand Lamar had a great season, but Josh Allen, the numbers ain't better, but he had a better season. I'm gonna take Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills though.
I think this reminds me of kind of like the NBA real quick with the with Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, where Embiid won. You know, there's no guarantee, I think, to be made that Lamar is not the MVP of the league. You know, we all got our arguments and we all have perspective of who we like, but you know, it was minus 900, and I would agree with you. He was running away with it, but right now at 5:50 here on the East Coast Thursday, a little before Thursday Night Football, Josh Allen is minus 220 for the MVP. Lamar Jackson is plus 165. He was minus 900 before Christmas.
Yeah, let Josh Allen play an extra game. Like,
do you think it would go up that much?
I think it'll be by Monday morning. He'll be minus 300 once again. You gotta understand, Dale. We just coming off a fabulous game.
Yeah,
but Lamar only went 10 for 15, 168, in a great run. Realistically,
wait
against a bad Houston team.
Back-to-back division games now here for the Bills. Wait till that Jet defense comes and gets
3 games in a row.
Wait. If the Jets intercept him and they hurt him,
Dylan, and I'm gonna give you one more stat.
If Josh Allen has a bad game, because I agree, I think that he might not play week 18.
He will not.
And that might hurt him in the MVP because Lamar will. Lamar's going to play next week.
No, he's not.
Why not?
He locked up the division.
They didn't lock it up. No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
They're one game. They could tie. They didn't lock up the division. No, he didn't clinch the division yet.
And you talking about him winning the MVP.
Exactly. That's why if he goes out there and plays, his numbers are going to be that much better.
And
so if Josh Allen has a bad, if the divisions are, you can't even compare the divisions.
But I'm saying if he doesn't even win the division,
but he's playing in the hardest division in football.
No, he's not.
Who is?
NFC North.
Okay. If Josh Allen doesn't play well this week against the Jets, throws an interception, only has 1 touchdown, doesn't rush, kind of makes him look normal like how you guys did, is it still debatable, or does he locked it up already, in your opinion?
If put it like this, if he goes out there has a identical game like against the Patriots, and they lose, then okay, maybe Lamar, maybe they're both plus money or Lamar's minus 110. But if he goes out there and he could go out there and do what Lamar does, 10 for 16, 2 touchdowns, runs one in and gets the win, he'll be minus 400 once again.
Would it surprise you if Lamar does win the MVP?
No. Like I said, he had a great season. It's just, in my opinion, Josh Allen did a little more with less. Let me give you one more number, Dill.
Please.
Derrick Henry, number 2 in the league in rushing yards. Where do you think James Cook is?
Probably outside the top 10 because they usage has
outside the top 10. So who's done more with less? Josh Allen.
I would say Lamar, just because Lamar's
done more with less.
He has a run game. That's it. His receivers, his best receivers are tight ends.
Which receiver core you rather have, the Ravens or the Bills?
Healthy? Probably the Bills. They have a better receiving core. They got true wide receivers. Outside of Zay Flowers,
Amari Cooper played 2 games for Buffalo?
Yeah, I'm not gonna count Amari Cooper because he came in late. But outside of him, they have true wide receivers. Matt Collins, Keon Coleman. They got true wide receivers.
Those guys are better than Zay Flowers?
Not better, but more comparable. I think as a whole, as a wide receiver core, I would take Buffalo Bills receiving core than the Ravens.
Statement.
Yeah. Outside of the
so Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid is better than Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews.
I think they're better than Isaiah Likely, not better than Mark Andrews. And let's not forget, Mark Andrews came on very late this season. He didn't start off really strong. It was Isaiah Likely.
And
so
Dalton Kincaid has been hurt in Knox last 4 or 5 weeks.
So that's what I'm saying. I would rather take the Buffalo Bills wide receiving core than the Ravens. The only thing the Ravens I think have more of an advantage of is the run game.
So you're saying Lamar has done more with less?
Yeah. And I think his numbers are better than the last 2 years that he did win the MVP. His numbers are better. No, it does because he won the MVP with worse numbers. And now he's doing less, in my opinion, with less than he did in his years that he won the MVP last year.
That got nothing to do with this year's MVP. Josh Allen has more wins, undefeated in his division, with a 15th ranked running game. Lamar is where he's at with the second. Well, it might be number 1 because Lamar can move with his legs. He has Derrick Henry in the backfield, Dill. Give Josh Allen Derrick Henry. Let's see how his numbers look.
I mean, he's just number 1 in everything. I mean, that he's 1 in QBR, 1 in passer rating, 1's in yards per completion, per attempt, total yards, total touchdowns. Lamar's going to have 4,200 yards passing and over 900 rushing yards. Just think how crazy that is. Lamar is 7-3 versus playoff teams. Josh Allen is 3-3. I mean, what are we even talking about at this point? And he beat him. He blew him out head to head. That has to count for something. Because I know if Josh Allen would have beat the Ravens, you would have been like, and they beat him straight up.
He beat the Chiefs. To me, he beat the best team in football.
But like you said, that has nothing to do with it.
Yes, it does. He beat the best team in football. Lamar lost to that same team.
Barely.
You got. See, you got to give him credit where credit's due, Dill.
I do. I give him credit all the time. I said Josh Allen's having an amazing year. I just think Lamar Jackson is having even a better year. So it's all up to debate, but I do think
that's the thing. He's having a great year. He's not the most valuable player. You know,
in your opinion?
No, it's not in my opinion because he has the second best running back in all of football. That's the difference.
But look at his numbers, though. It has nothing to do with Derrick Henry. Look at the numbers that he's
it's the most valuable player.
You take Lamar off that team. What's their record?
You take Josh Allen off Buffalo. They're a 4-win team.
Same thing with the Ravens.
Dill,
who's going to quarterback for the Ravens?
Dill, they're still a pretty good defense. They still have the second leading rusher. They're still going to win 8, 9 games. Josh Allen, you take Josh Allen out of Buffalo, they're a 5-win team.
You put Josh Johnson in the starting role for the Baltimore Ravens, they win 3-4 games.
You're out your mind, dude.
You're insane.
We saw them a couple years ago with him, with Huntley somehow still make the playoffs.
It was a different player. It was not him. That was Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, I just said Huntley.
Yeah, but this is Josh Johnson.
It don't matter.
No, it does matter. Josh Johnson and Huntley are two different. Huntley is a Pro Bowler.
But we've seen it before.
Different team. That was 3 years ago.
You're making my point.
No.
Huntley became a Pro Bowler with that offense.
Different offense.
He became a Pro Bowler, Dill.
Different offense. This is Todd Monken's offense. It's
Still,
different.
I understand. It's different. But just a couple years ago, a different quarterback was a Pro Bowler for that same team.
It's not the same team, though.
Is it not the Baltimore Ravens?
Yeah, but he wasn't calling the plays. John Harbaugh has never called the plays. It was Greg Roman. It does matter.
Team, very similar things. Still,
no,
he won the Pro. He was a Pro Bowler with
different team, different
offense.
Team. So you would say So you would say the offense right now is the same offense with Bill Belichick. It's the same team. It's the Patriots. No, you can't say that because it's a different team. Just because
still the same team. Dude.
No, it's not. There's different players and there's different scheme. Just because it's the same organization doesn't mean it's the same team. Greg Roman was calling the plays, the offensive coordinator for the Chargers right now. It is a much different scheme than Todd Monken does, because old Lamar would have ran the ball more. He's a pocket passer right now. It's just a different team. It's a different players. It's a different scheme.
Hey,
it's
maybe
everything.
Josh Johnson probably would have been a Pro Bowler as well. Who knows?
Josh Johnson. What are we talking about? Come on.
Who knows? Huntley did it. Huntley did it.
But Huntley, there's talent. No disrespect to Josh Johnson, but the talent is just not even comparable. I'm not even comparing him to Lamar. I'm comparing him to Huntley. And Josh Johnson is not even comparable. Trust me, I've seen him play. He was on the Jets. He is not good. He was like a third string, fourth string there. So, I mean, and I think you could say that about a lot of teams, though. You take Josh Allen off the Bills, they're not a good team. You take Lamar off of the Ravens, they're not even in playoff contention. It's a two-man race.
I say they're still an 8-win team.
That's
still
insane.
The Steelers were a 9-win team with Kenny Pickett. You don't think the Ravens could win 8 games with Josh Johnson?
I don't. No, I don't. I
nuts.
don't. All right. How was the NBA? Because like I said, on Christmas, dogs were barking real quick. I mean, the Knicks took care of business, but they did not cover the 9.5 or 8.5, whatever you're able to get. But outside of that, Mavericks won outright. 76ers won outright.
No. Timberwolves won outright.
That's what I meant to say. Because unfortunately, Luka went down. He's going to miss some time as well.
Mm-hmm.
Lakers won outright, and then Suns won outright. Only 2 favorites won.
Yeah, we went 3-2, got there with the Spurs, took the points. I had Dallas. Kyrie had a tremendous game. That's why I'm wearing my Kyrie shirt. He had a game. Took Philly plus the points. Should have just took them outright. Plus 3 something on the money line. To me, the most impressive win was the Lakers. I understand Philly, yeah, but Lakers winning without Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis just played 6 minutes, if that, 5 minutes. He had 3 rebounds, 0 points. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, Dale, you was like, "Oh, you might have been right. I might have been wrong." Don't look too fast. I might still be right. Golden State Warriors might be a 500 team come next episode, Dale. I might be right. No Clay, no play. Let's see what the Warriors end up doing. But to me, that's a little concerning. Still losing that game without Anthony Davis. Lakers ain't that good. They're all right. They're not that good. Little concerning for the Warriors after that loss. And Phoenix taking care of business. I'm gonna be honest. This one, I just leaned. Phoenix took them straight up. It was just a good game, too. I was just glad I was able to witness some of it. I fell asleep, I had worked today, but great game. Kevin Durant, Jokic, even Russ had himself a good game. So Love to see it, but we went 3-2 on Christmas. The dogs were barking.
Yeah, I only went 1-1. I did lay it with the Knicks. But I'm glad I
Too
bet a
many
lot.
points. That
Too
was
many.
yeah.
I mean, everybody just shows up. Wemby went crazy,
I'll be
42 and
if
18.
Bridges doesn't hit all those threes in the fourth, still, yeah,
Everyone needs to respect Bridges, though.
yeah. But if he doesn't hit all those threes, the Spurs are walking out of there with like a 15-point victory. The offense went cold for the Knicks. It was just Bridges, really.
I did get an update from Yahoo Sports and Shams, though. Luka
Luka.
Doncic, yeah, his calf strain, he's going to miss some time, about at least a week or two. Are you
Oh
worried? Because this Mavs team has been clicking on all cylinders, and they are a destination for Jimmy Butler.
well, Pat Riley just came out and said,
Huh? What'd he say?
You didn't see? He
Nah.
said, we're not interested in trading Jimmy Butler. That's what that came.
He's gonna refuse to play.
That's not the here or there. I'm just letting you know what Pat said. That's all I'm saying. Pat says he's not interested in trading Jimmy Butler. Nah, at the end it's just 2 weeks. If it was something, let's just say something to keep him out, keep him sidelined to about All-Star break. Okay, maybe that when he returns, then it's gonna take some time to get back in rhythm. But if he's just gonna miss maybe 4 or 5 games, I'm not too worried about it. Kyrie's been the dog. Offensively, Maverick's been playing well. It's just Luka Doncic, and it's not the first time he's been out all season, so I think they'll be just fine.
Yeah, I think they'll be just fine. Do you like them, or do you think the Heat should move on from him, because it doesn't look like he wants to play, and he's trying to force his way out, which we see a lot now.
You gotta look at it from the business perspective. That's how you always gotta look at it. Right now, the Miami Heat are a playoff team. They are sitting on the 6th seed. You gotta sit back and ask your question. As currently constructed, are you a championship contending team now or next year? I'm gonna say no. Some people might feel otherwise, but I'm gonna say, in my opinion, the Celtics, the Cavs, the Knicks, the Bucks, and hate it or love it, the 76ers and Pacers are, I give them a better shot to win a championship this year and next season than the Miami Heat. So from the business perspective, I'm trading away the top dog and getting some assets to build. So maybe 3-4 years from now, I could be contending for a championship. Because right now, Dill, it looks like it's Boston, Knicks, Bucks, and Cavs.
We will see what they do ahead of the trade deadline come February. But, kid, let's get to these picks. Before we do that, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry watching Thursday Night Football, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. Week 17 has come, and we will start Thursday Night Football, and we will start in Chicago.
Seattle Seahawks taking on the Chicago Bears. Number jumped. As early on it was at a pick 'em 1.5. Right now it's at 4.5, 5. Shop around. Chicago, lost 6, 7 straight games. Seattle still fighting for a playoff spot. Let's see what the Rams do. Over under sitting at 41.5. Still, what's your pick?
Yeah, thank you for doing that because I didn't have it up. I'm gonna lay. I honestly, I like the first half minus 1.5. It's a little chalky at minus 120. I'm gonna lay the 3.5 here with the Seattle Seahawks. Bears struggle in night games with Caleb Williams. They're 0-2 straight up, only scoring 25 points. Gino, home and road splits here. At home, He's 3-6 straight up, 2-7 ATS, 11 touchdowns on the road, 5-1 straight up, 4-1-1 ATS, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Plays better on the road. Seahawks are 2-7 ATS at home this year. They haven't lost 7+ games ATS since 2004, and we've noticed this. I mean, if you watch the Bears, unfortunately, they always start off slow. Caleb Williams, 4-11 against the spread in the first half this year. That's the worst mark of any QB in the league. They haven't covered the first half since facing the Packers over a month ago. 5 straight losses in the first half. He's 1-8 first half ATS in the last 8 weeks. And historically, though, just not Caleb Williams. Rookie quarterbacks aren't good on Thursday Night Football. 1-4 straight up this season, 7-14 straight up since 2018. And my favorite trend, we've been talking about it on the show for a while, but the team to fade the following week after playing the Lions. Teams after facing the Lions, 6-8 straight up and 3-11 ATS this season, failing to cover by an average of 9 points. Yeah, give me the Seahawks -3.5.
Yeah, I called it early on. I took them on the money line Tuesday, Christmas Eve, -122 on the money line. I still like the -5. I'm gonna be honest, people. I think
they're -5.5 right now.
4.5, 5.
4.5. Okay.
So as of right now, I'm gonna say 5 because I'm gonna say money's still coming in on Seattle, and it should. Chicago's just a bad team. Seattle, they still have a shot to win the division, depending on what the Rams do. And defensively, we see them play better as of late. Offensively, if Geno Smith doesn't turn the ball over, I honestly think the game could get out of hand. I don't see Caleb Williams able to have a successful day on that defense. I think Mike McDonald's going to have he's going to have a nice field day with him. I think he's going to have a nice defensive outing. I think the Seattle defense is going to show up on a Thursday night. Hey, we might see last year's trend, Thursday night under. I like the under as well. Give me Seattle. I think they win by a touchdown or double digits. I'm going to say 24-17.
24-17. I love it.
That's 41, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Sunday, kid. I feel like not a lot of games. You and I were talking beforehand, and we were like, just not the best slate here. Actually, Saturday. I forgot. Saturday. Got 3 games here on Saturday. And we'll start in your New England region. The Patriots hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. I got the Kansas City Chiefs on my mind today for some reason. Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers laying 4.5 here on the road, -215 on the money line. +180 for your Patriots. Total 43.5. Can we see a faster start here from the boys?
Possibly. Do I like the +4? I do. I have this feeling, and I hope I'm wrong. I think the Patriots are live dogs. Something tells me we might go out there and win this game. I don't know why. I hope we don't. I want to stay top 2, top 3, exactly where we're at draft-wise. But something tells me we're going to go out there and win this game. I think the Patriots are live dogs. I do like the +4. I'm not going to go there officially, but I do like the +4. J.K. Dobbins might return. We'll see. I think it's a tough spot. If he does return in New England, it's going to be cold there. But I do like the +4 with the Patriots. I think it's a tough spot. Los Angeles team, dome team, to go to New England, end of the year. It's a tough spot for the Chargers.
Yeah, I bet this game in a very interesting way. I bet the Chargers at halftime and full game, and you could get that at +105. So that's kind of how instead of laying the number,
just to be ahead.
Yeah, just not to cover, just to win through the first 2 quarters and then win the game. +105 for the Chargers. They could clinch a spot here. And I think it's not saying, because he's not putting up Lamar and Josh Allen numbers, but Justin Herbert is having a great year this year. You can't put him in the MVP conversation, but he's been fantastic. He's really taking care of the ball, which is what Jim Harbaugh wants to do. You got Ladd McConkey, who's been really good. And I guess the reason I asked you this earlier was because a defensive-minded coach like Gerard Mayo worries me that your defense is 31st against the pass. That's what worries me. I don't understand how that happens if you have a defensive-minded coach and your defense is what lackluster. Offensive line has been an issue at the point, I think, for the Chargers as well, especially inside. And I know they drafted Joe Alt, but they've been dealing with some injuries as well. But the Patriots really don't get pass pressure rate either. They're 30th in the league in pressure rate as well. So I think they put up a scare against the Bills last week. I think Drake May is a great upside, and I think he has a lot of what Josh Allen has. Big guy, could run, has a huge arm as well. I think there's a lot of upside with him. I just don't think the roster is there, which is what we talked about earlier. So I'm going to take the Chargers halftime and full game plus 105. I think that's a really good bet. Let's go to the next game. Second Saturday game, Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Denver Broncos. Bengals laying 3 here at home, minus 178 on the money line. Broncos plus 150. Total 49.5. Kid, what do you like for this one?
Dale, you might disagree. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals minus 3.5 at home. Don't love the hook. But give me the minus 3.5 at home with the Bengals. Dale, they control their own destiny. Slim chances, but the chances shoot up if they take care of business and beat the Denver Broncos. I give them a shot to make the playoffs if they win this game. I do think they win this game. I think Joe Burrow and the offense is going to show up. Defensively, can they do enough to slow down Bo Nix? I think so. We saw it in the second half last week. Bo Nix and that offense struggled, just putting up 6 points. We know Cincinnati is one of the worst defenses in all of football, but for a chance to possibly make the playoffs in a must-win game, I think defensively they're going to show something. Give me the Bengals minus 3.5. If you could get the 3, I'll love it. I don't love the hook, but give me the Bengals.
Yeah, it's just a huge game because Bengals essentially they're hanging on by a thread, but they are mathematically still alive. They do need to win out. Broncos essentially need to lose out. And Joe Burrow, I mean, if they weren't having a down year, he would be in the MVP conversation as well. Jamar Chase, he's on pace for receiving the Triple Crown. I mean, that duo is just fantastic. But this is a good defense. They are 4th in the league in DVOA, the Broncos defense. I think the cornerback, Riley Moss, he's come back, which should make a massive difference. And I just think they're going to blitz Joe Burrow. They can't sit back and just play man all day. They're going to have to get after him and blitz him. Denver, they lead the NFL in pressure rate, which Cincinnati's offensive line has been a weakness, not just this year, but throughout history. Even when they went to the Super Bowl, their offensive line hasn't been good. They're 29th in pass block win rate. Orlando Brown has just played 1 game since week 8. That is an issue as well. So Bengals defense, you mentioned it. They're awful. They're 29th in the league. I just think Bo Nix should have a clean pocket to work with, should be able to run the ball. If he takes care of the ball, I think they should win this game. I like McMullen. He's coming back as well for the Broncos, so that should help as well in the rushing game. So I think they could rush the ball here on this team. I got to take the Broncos here. You shop around. There are 3.5s out there. So if you like the Broncos, take the hook. But if you like the Bengals, I would lay the 3 and not the 3.5. But yeah, I'm going to be on opposite sides here. I'm going to take the Broncos. I just think they're a little more of a complete team. And I think Sean Payton is a better coach than Zach Taylor. So I'm going to take the Broncos here plus 3.5. I knew we would be on opposite sides for this one. Let's go to the night game. Saturday, Los Angeles Rams hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Rams laying 6.5 at home, minus 320 on the money line, plus 260 for the Cardinals. Total at 47.5. Man, this game stinks in my opinion. What do you like?
I think this is a perfect T spot. I love the Rams here. I do think 6.5 points is a bit much, but give me the Rams minus 6.5. I think it's a perfect T spot as well. And I hate to say it, but Cooper Kupp has been a disappointment as of late. I'll lean his under 50.5 receiving yards. He's yet to go over this number. I think past 2-3 weeks. Wouldn't be surprised he goes under this number again. But give me the Rams. I think they take care of business. I'll lean the 6.5, and I think this is a perfect spot for a teaser.
Yeah, this game was a pass for me just because I hate it. Rams, they could clinch the spot in the playoffs if they win.
The division.
Yeah, the division, after starting 1-4, they've gone 8-2. Sean McVay is 30-18 ATS against NFC West opponents. It's just a big number. That's my problem. It's a really big number. Cardinals, they've fallen off a fucking cliff. They've gone 1-4 in their past 5 games, and Rams, they look poised right now. I think they're gonna win this game, but I don't have a strong. Yeah,
they won in 5. How many weeks has been since Call of Duty came out?
Hey, you said it, not me. Usually I'm the one with those takes. Yeah, I expect the Rams to win. It's just a really big number. So, yeah, maybe put him in it's a great teaser spot. So, good call on that. But maybe a money line parlay as well. But Rams should win this game here at home and get into the playoffs. All right, now let's go to Sunday. We'll start at the link. Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. Numbers jumped up. CeeDee Lamb out for the remainder of the season. Eagles laying 7.5 here at home, minus 335 on the money line, plus 270. Total at 39.5. If it's Kenny Pickett or if it's Jalen Hurts, does it really matter?
Does it really matter? It does, because Kenny Pickett is not it. But you got Saquon. You got A.J. Brown. You got Devontae Smith. I think they'll be just all right. Dallas is interested to see the offense without CeeDee Lamb because we know he's special. One of the best wide receivers in all of football. But give me the Philadelphia Eagles at home. I think they bounce back here. Want to end the season on a high note. I understand they still play a week from now as well. But I think you take care of business. You beat Dallas. And then you're looking like you won't have a bye week. I think you have week 18 as your bye week. You get ready for the playoff push. Yeah. If Jalen Hurts goes, I love the -7. If he doesn't, I think this is a perfect T spot.
I kind of like the under here, kid. I know it's dropped a little, but
it's low. It's low.
I got it a little early. I got it yesterday before the news. I got it at 41.5. It has dropped down, but these two teams met earlier in the season. Cowboys offense was lifeless. Cooper Rush has been good, but, I think the Eagles defense is going to see a nice bounce back spot after, everyone's criticized them this week. Oh, yeah, a rookie quarterback put up 36 points on you. I think they're going to take that to the heart, and I think they're going to want to do a good job limiting explosive plays. And I'll say this, you got to give them credit. Cowboys, they've shown a lot of fight here these past few weeks. I know they're out of playoff contention, but their run defense is still awful. They rank 29th in the league against the run. I think Saquon is scored. Ladder him up. His rushing yards, his rush attempts, anytime touchdown, maybe 2+ touchdowns. But yeah, I think Philly's going to unload. I think this is a good teaser spot. The total, it worries me. I got it at 41.5. It's dropped down. I don't know if I'd play it to 39. I think it's a good teaser spot. But yeah, Eagles fly. Let's go out to MetLife. Hopefully they could clinch the number 1 seed. New York Giants hosting the Indianapolis Colts. Colts laying 7.5 with AR-15 minus 420 on the money line. Plus 334 the Giants. Total 40.5, kid. What do you think here? Can the Giants win and screw up their chances? And wait. And will we see another plane over MetLife?
We're definitely going to see another plane. I might know a guy who knows a guy.
Who's also friends with a guy.
That is part of the we.
Oh.
It was part of the we.
We found out who we is? We might have to break it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
All I'm saying is I'm like, no. Indianapolis Colts taking on the New York Giants. Man. One thing I will say real quick, I hope my boy Brian Daboll doesn't get fired. If he does, I hope Bob Kraft gives my man a call because we could use a man like Brian Daboll in New England.
Wow.
If it ain't hurt, don't fix it. They'll give me Anthony Richardson anytime touchdown. We cashed 2 weeks in a row. We're going there once again. Give me Anthony Richardson anytime touchdown plus 130, people. And I think this is the perfect tee spot for the Colts. I do like them -7.5. Do I trust them to win by 8+? No. That's why I say it's a perfect tease opportunity. I don't trust the Giants at all, so I do like the -7.5.
Like the Saints, we said a few weeks ago, the Giants are a total dumpster fire. They're a corpse. But should AR-15 really be favored by a touchdown plus against any team, especially on the road?
Chill.
I mean, this guy.
We just saw Michael Penix Jr. win by 20.
This guy stinks, though, but that was at home. On the road is much different. This guy stinks. He's going to turn the ball over.
It's going to be cold.
I mean, this game also, I think, underdogs are 3+ points after a 20-point loss. They cover 57% of the time. They just got blown out on the road in Atlanta. Coming back home against not the best quarterback. I think Giants are the right side here. I don't think they're going to win, and I don't feel any need to bet the game, but the Colts are just so inconsistent, and Anthony Richardson is just not a good quarterback. I understand it opened up at 8.5. It's now down to 7.5 because I think people are just betting on the Giants. And I agree. I think the Giants are the right side. I think it's just too many points, kid. Give me the G-men. Don't like them to win, but I do like them to cover.
Oh, man.
Let's go to the next game. Where are we? Let's go to the Saints. Talking about the Saints. Saints hosting the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders favorite again. Huh?
Coming off a win?
-118 on the road against Spencer Rattler and the Saints. Saints even money plus 100 total 37.5. Another very low total, kid. What do you like here?
I'm gonna give advice on this.
Okay.
One. This is a take about advice. If you're gonna wager on this game, do better, people. This is a game you gotta stay away. If you're a life hard Raiders fan or Saints fan, and you want to bet on your team, I advise you not to. The Raiders surprisingly won last week. The Saints lost on Monday night 34-0. The Saints got to bounce back, right? The Saints got to bounce back. There's a degenerate in me saying take the Saints plus 100 at home on the money line. But now I'm thinking the Raiders said, fuck it. We just played ourselves out of the top pick. Let's just go out there and let's win a couple more games. I think the Raiders are alive here on the road. I think they're, in my opinion, they're the better team. I just would advise nobody to spend their hard-earned money on it. Hey, if you got a $25 gift card for Christmas, by all means.
They give gift cards to sports books now. I don't know if you've seen that.
I advise people not to buy them.
Responsibly.
What do you think, Dill? What do you think? Because I'm gonna say I'm staying away.
It's a pass. I don't think we're degenerates, but you do not need to bet the Raiders and Saints.
You don't need to bet this game.
I'll say that. I mean, how do you bet the Saints, kid? I mean, they're missing their quarterback, they're missing their running back, their two top receivers, multiple offensive line. Everyone is hurt. I mean, the opening line, I'll say, the degenerate in me, I did like the Raiders plus 2.5. Now, I'm being honest. But backing a 3-12 road favorite team, it's not something it's not something I'm running to the window with. But Saints run defense is 31st in the league. I think their Raiders could run the ball. Maybe keep an eye on Brock Bowers props. New Orleans is 28th in the league against tight ends. Brock Bowers needs only 10 yards to break Mike Ditka's rookie record. So we will see that this weekend. But you don't need to bet it, but if you do, I would advise the Raiders. Short money.
I love how you broke it down and gave reasons why to bet the game and then told everybody not to bet the game.
You don't need to. But I know there are degenerates out there that need action.
Yeah.
So
over.
New York. Let's go to Buffalo. The only team in New York. Buffalo Bills hosting the New York Jets. Bills laying 8.5 here at home, minus 460 at Orchard Park, plus 364. Aaron Rodgers total 46.5. Kid, close one against yours. Can they make it another close game here at home?
I know you're gonna disagree. I know you are. Plus 9.5. The Jets. Huh? The Jets?
Yeah, I'm telling
They've been playing better as of late. Aaron Rodgers looking healthier. Devontae Adams and him, nice connection going. The tight end Conklin been doing his thing. Brees Hall running the ball swell. I'm not gonna say great, but pretty good.
Garrett Wilson wants out.
I'm not gonna go that far. He had a quiet game. I think he has a bounce back game. Give me the Jets plus 9.5 on the road. I think they lose by a touchdown. I think they make things interesting. Give me the Buffalo Bills 27-21. The Jets cover the big number.
Wow. And that game goes over then because I'm taking the under 47. I mean, weather's going to have an impact. It's going to be 15-mile-an-hour winds, 80% chance of rain.
No snow.
Yeah, or snow, exactly. So, defensive injuries, in this game are very telling. The Bills, they're missing several key players. Rasul Douglas, Matt Milano, Taylor Rupp, DeMar Hamlin is out.
Mm-hmm.
Jets.
Rodgers. Mm-hmm.
Jets, they're missing Quentin Williams, Michael Carter as well.
Oh,
if we got two healthy defenses, maybe I would bet this game. Yeah, but lean under. I do think it's a lot of points, but I just hope we give Josh Allen a bad game. That's all I'm hoping.
It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points.
Yeah, that's all I'm hoping.
I can make it.
I think it's a good teaser spot for the Bills. Get them down to -2, 2.5.
I say the Bills miss an extra point.
Oh, wow.
Win by 9. I cover the 9.5.
Jets probably miss an extra point, too.
Bugging.
Yeah. Let's go to the next game. Jacksonville. We'll go down to Florida. Jacksonville Jaguars hosting the Tennessee Titans. Another game we're not rushing to the window with, but Jaguars home favorites, -1.5, -116 on the money line, -104 for Mason Rudolph and the Titans. Total 39.5. Another low total, kid. What do you like here?
Realistically, I've been saying it. I do like Mason Rudolph more than Will Levis. He moves the ball. It's another game, people. Don't bet it. Don't bet it. I do like Kyron really over 61.5. It's the only thing I do like. Brian Thomas Jr. possibly has a good game. His over-under is at 74. Other than that, people, I didn't even look at anything else. I only looked at wide receiver props for this game. That's the only thing that could possibly get my money. Other than that, if I had to pick a side, I'll pick Jacksonville.
Yeah, another game, like we said, we're not rushing to.
Advising not to bet.
I kind of like I know it's bad for us. We're a gambling show. I kind of like the under though. The Jags passing defense has been vulnerable through big plays. 32nd in the league against the pass. Will Levis, he's bad. I mean, and like you said, Mason Rudolph is better, but is that really saying much? I like Calvin Ridley, though. I think maybe keep an eye on his player props. He got unlucky, just finished with 59 receiving yards against his former team in the last matchup. But I think Jacksonville, say what you want. I think their offense has a little upside with Mac Jones under center. Brian Thomas Jr., he's the real deal. I think he could be a superstar in this league, but Jones has struggled to connect with him consistently. I think that is probably the problem here. But, Tennessee's defense, they surrendered 38 points to the Colts last week, but I do expect a better performance throughout the season. Tennessee, say what you want about them, but their defense has been the one thing that we're like, okay, their defense isn't as bad. So I'll take the under, kid. That's the one thing. I just don't expect a lot of points in this game. Let's go to the next game. We'll stay in Florida. Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the Carolina Panthers. After this loss, I mean, coming back home and laying 8.5, that's a lot of points. -430 on the money line, +8.5 for Bryce Young and the Panthers, +340. Total 48.5. Too many points, kid?
Too many points. To be honest, it's a little disrespectful. Carolina coming off the win. Well, I think 4 out of the last 5 games. They covered the spread, even since the Kansas City Chiefs. Realistically, I wouldn't say they're live dogs here, but I like the Panthers. I think that's too many points. I like the +8. I don't know if I'll go there officially. Maybe if it gets to 8.5, I'll take the +8.5. But I do like the Chargers. I mean the Chargers, the Panthers, plus the points. Though I think it's too many. I do expect the Bucks to bounce back from a loss, but to win by basically double digits, too many points. I got a player prop though
Yeah.
officially. Dill, give me McKinnon over 39.5 receiving yards. He's went over this mark 3 straight games. I've been saying for weeks now. I think Chris Godwin is coming back. Chris Godwin's yet to come back. I think Mike Evans is going to get most of the attention. We know Carolina's defense is a little pesky, so I think McKellen gets a couple targets. He'll get a couple balls his way. I think he has 3 straight games with a touchdown as well. Won't go that far with the touchdown, but give me the over 39.5 yards.
I owe Dave Canales an apology because we were quick to write him off. But Bryce Young in his second stunt, he's looked better under Dave Canales. He was the quarterback whisperer. Say what you want, but Bryce Young was the highest grading passer in Week 16, according to PFF last week. He's looking good. I think it's too many points. I mean, outside of his, what were you gonna say?
And I think you will like this. This might be a revenge spot for Brian Canales.
Yeah, Dave Canales. But yeah, no, revenge spot, good call. I was gonna say that as well. But and outside, real quick on Bryce Young though, outside of his stinker against the Cowboys, 16 big time throws, just 3 turnovers since week 12. I think he'll have opportunity to run, play action, and Buccaneers 31 in pass defense success rate. So they give up some big plays here. However, I don't have much faith in the Panthers finding stops consistently on the defensive side. Baker, say what you want. He's playing at an elite level under his new offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen, I think his name is. In Carolina, 30th against the pass, 32nd against the run. Great call on Jalen McMillan in his games. Rookie wideout has been phenomenal. I think he's a difference maker in this game, and you see Baker trusts him. So I love the prop for Jalen McMillan as well. And Buccaneers need this game. They have that race against the Falcons in that NFC South. So Panthers looking to play spoiler over the next 2 weeks. I think should be a high-scoring game. I like the over, but I think this is a game where you ride Jalen McMillan in his prop. So I think it's a great call on that. No real play for me. It was a pass. Let's go to 4:00 window. Cleveland Browns hosting the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins laying 6.5 here on the road, -300, +245 for the Brownies. Total 39.5. First 4:00 window game, kid. And it's gonna be another pass for me. DTR is not good. I mean, what a season for Jameis Williams. Jameis. Not starting the season, but then coming in and then getting benched. He's still top 5 in interceptions. I mean, that is such Jameis Winston. He's a legend for that. But DTR is just not good. I mean, against a bad Bengals defense, only 159 yards. He threw 2 interceptions. I don't trust him. Shit, I hope Bailey Zappi could play. If I'm being honest, I think he's a better option than both of these fucking guys at this point. And the Dolphins, I think they need a lot to break their way. They're really not eliminated either. They need to win, which I do expect them to get. But Tua, this is what he does. He plays good against bad teams. Browns defense 26 in the league against the pass. I think he could have a really good game, Tua. So good teaser spot for the Dolphins.
Give me the Miami Dolphins -6.5 on the road. Hear me out, people. Hear me out. I got this thing called the weather app. It's going to be 42 degrees Sunday at 4:00. The Miami Dolphins, they can't play under 40, but it's going to be above 40. Still, I even like them in the first half. I think they honestly get off to a big hot start. They score a couple points early. I'm going to say they jump out to like a 17-6 lead. and they cruise and they cover the big number. I like the first half as well, but give me the Dolphins minus 6.5. They'll It's gonna be above 40 degrees. That's the key number. It's gonna be above 40 degrees. I also like the first half minus 3.5 as well. But give me the Dolphins. Might be lock potential.
I was just gonna ask, do you think it's lock potential? And
I
little
like it.
teaser.
I like it a lot. I didn't even put them in the teaser. That's how much I like them.
It's so stupid. There's only 2 games in the 4 o'clock window.
Yeah.
Why? Well,
I don't get
what
it.
are we doing here, boys? Second 4 o'clock window, good one. Game of the week.
Banger.
Yeah, it's a banger. I mean, I'm not gonna watch that Miami game. No disrespect, but I'm gonna watch. The TV's gonna be on this game. Minnesota Vikings hosting the Green Bay Packers. Both teams need it bad. Green Bay laying 1.5 on the road in Minnesota, minus 108. It's a pick 'em on the money line. Total 48.5. Kid, this is going to be a fantastic game. What do you got?
It's gonna be one hell of a game. They beat them once already this season. I think they do it again. Give me the Minnesota Vikings on the money line minus 105. If this game was in Green Bay under the elements, maybe I like Green Bay. But in uh Minnesota, the crowd is gonna be going offensively. It's gonna be hard to stop. I think Sammy D got it going. We saw him
Wow.
regress a little bit mid-season. Now he got it back going again. Can Green Bay go out there and stun them? It's gonna be tough. I give them a shot to, but give me Minnesota minus 105 on the money line deal. I love them, and let's not forget, people. Minnesota controls their own destiny. If Minnesota wins out, they're your number 1 seed in the NFC.
I've been going back and forth because earlier in the week.
I'm surprised this was a no doubter for you.
Well, let me ask you, because you think you know what I want.
No,
What do you think?
I just like the Packers more than you, and I ain't take them. So
I watched the
simple.
yeah.
Math.
But it always doesn't equate. That is my problem. You know, they met earlier in the season. Minnesota built up, a 28-point lead. Green Bay missed 2 early field goals. Jordan Love had the interception.
First game back from injury.
However, Packers, they made a furious comeback. They nearly stole the game at home. They clinched last week. I don't know. I think Minnesota's defense is elite this season, but Green Bay's defense actually ranks 2 spots higher in weighted DVOA despite playing a tougher schedule. Matt LaFleur, though, I think that's kind of the thing. Matt LaFleur, 23-9 ATS, 18-4 outright as an underdog, both of which marks the best mark of any coach with the last 15 games in the Super Bowl era. I got to go Packers plus 1.5. I got to go them on the money line. I have to back LaFleur here. The lines look right. Should be a great game. It wouldn't surprise me if Minnesota won it. But I think Green Bay is playing a little better, and I trust Matt LaFleur just a little more than my coach of the year. Give me Green Bay, kid. I think they're the right side. I think the line is telling you that as well.
Dale, I'll tell you one thing. If he loses this game, he's no longer your coach of the year. I'll tell you that.
If Kevin
if you lose this game at home, it goes out the window.
Matt LaFleur is coach of the year, then.
No.
Who is?
Maybe Andy Reid. Maybe.
So right now, I'll read you. That's a good call. I mean, I'll tell you just the 3, because there's only 3 coaches according to the odds, and I think it's right. Kevin O'Connell is minus 300. Yeah. Dan Campbell is plus 350, and Andy Reid is plus 340.
Honestly, Kevin O'Connell might be able to lose his game
and still win it. That's my thing. He's done so much.
Yeah, because realistically, I'm not gonna say, but if he's possibly loses next week against Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say he does.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the only way he loses the award if he drops the last 2 games of the season, which is possible. I think it's just tough though. I
Yeah.
think it's Kevin O'Connell award.
We
Honestly,
we
for
talked
Russ.
earlier in the show about who did more with less. I think it's Kevin O'Connell.
And it's
That
not
was
even
the
close.
answer.
And it's not even close.
Yeah, and it's not even close. All right. And then last game, Sunday Night Football.
Ooh.
We'll go down to the nation capital, or Maryland, if you want to be technical. Redskins laying 4.5 here at home against a Falcon team that needs this game. Minus 210 on the money line for the Redskins, plus 176 for Michael Penix in his second start. On the road now, total 47.5. Can he bounce back and keep it going?
I don't think so. Give me the
Oh my
Commanders
God.
-4 at home. I love this play. Dan Quinn against a rookie quarterback indoor. It's going to be cold out in Maryland. Not freezing, but pretty cold. I don't expect much from Atlanta offense. We saw them defensively, 2 pick sixes. They didn't do much offensively against the Giants, so that's a bad defense. Washington is a good defense still. I think they'll be able to turn the rookie over. I like anytime interception for Michael Penix Jr. as well. We didn't see one last week. I think we see one this week though. Give me the Commanders -4. Wouldn't be surprised if it gets to -5. I think the Commanders take care of business, and it comes down to the last week of the season for the NFC South.
Man. I'm a known Redskin lover, low key. I
Wait,
vouch
wait,
for them.
wait.
What?
Don't tell me you like Atlanta.
Plus 4.5 with the rookie. Yeah, they were playing the Giants last week, and I'll admit it. I didn't think he would have that good of a game, but I thought Michael Penix was pretty good. He posted 7.48 yards per attempt. 81% of the balls that were thrown were catchable balls. I don't think you could say that like Kirk Cousins. So, and I think his interception was entirely on Kyle Pitts. It was not on him. He has a good running game. I think Zach Robinson, the offensive coordinator for the offense, I think he could be happy with the first start. He has a good run game, and Commanders 25th in the league against the run. Bijan Robinson should have a huge game. I think Jalen Daniels coming off probably his best game or best win, I should say, posting 5 touchdowns against a really good Eagle team who had the best defense in the league as of late. So I think this is a major letdown spot as well. Falcons, they need it. Falcons, they need it more. They're vulnerable through the air, but Noah Gray, Austin Eckler, I don't think they're difference makers in my opinion. So I think the Falcons should be the fresher team coming off a win against the Giants. Redskins, they were just in a slugfest against a division rival. Give me the road underdog. Falcons, you know what they say, Elvis? Hungrier dogs, run faster. Give me the Falcons plus 4.5, kid. I know you hate that play.
I don't hate it. One thing I can say why I love Washington here is because they're going to play this game. They're going to go all out. And guess what? Week 18 is going to be for them, though. A bye week. They're going to rest up and get ready for the playoffs. They're going to take care of business against Atlanta. Give me the -4.
Wow. All right, kid, and we'll save Monday Night Football, which maybe should be a good one. We don't know, but it's going to be in Bay Area, the 49ers and Lions. We'll talk about that on Sunday night. Kid, all right, time for our lock dog teaser. You mentioned, you gave us some teasers. What's your lock, your dog, and can we hit a teaser, kid?
We got there last week with the teaser. Let's start with the dog. Let's start with the dog, Dale. Is Minnesota a dog? Can I say Minnesota?
Let me see. Let me see. They're -108 on the money line. It's a pick 'em now. I need at least plus money.
All right, let me get back with the lock.
All right, circle back around. Yeah.
Let me get back with the dog. I'm gonna go with the lock of the weekend. Give me the Miami Dolphins -6.5. Like I said, it's gonna be above 40 degrees. I expect them against that defense to have a good game. Tyreek Hill possibly have a huge game. Kane has been doing work rushing and passing the ball. And like you said, it's DTR.
Yeah.
He's not good. He's just not good. I think the Browns are calling it a season. Miami, let's not forget, people, say what you want. They have a slim chance to make the playoffs. I think they're gonna play as such. Give me the Dolphins as the lock of the week, -6.5. And then the three-way teaser, Dale. Give me my three-way teaser plus 140. The Rams to win the game, basically 6.5 to a pick 'em. The Colts from 7.5 to 1.5. I think they take care of business at MetLife, and then the Philadelphia Eagles. Even without Jalen Hurts, I do think Jalen Hurts does play. So week 18 is the bye. The Philadelphia Eagles to 1.5, 2.5, whatever you get. That's my 3-leg 6-point teaser, people. And then I thought about it.
Do it. I know who you're thinking about too.
Who am I thinking about?
Your team. I know. We've been doing this show long enough.
Nah, I'm not gonna do it because I honestly hope we lose.
That's crazy.
Give me the New Orleans Saints, dog of the week.
That's
plus
ugly.
100 on the money line. I don't love it at all, people. But if there's a game to bounce back, it's being blown out 34-0 on Monday night stage. Give me the Saints. I think the Raiders just pack up. Don't get me wrong. Raiders, they could win. They don't got a top pick anymore. But I think the Saints show up for their home crowd. Give me the Saints. Dog of the week.
Oh, that was so ugly.
I almost went with Denver. No bullshit. I almost went with Denver, but I was like, Cincinnati's gonna rake them.
I really wanted to lock. I'm not gonna lock up a Thursday night. Even though I wanted to lock up Seattle. I am going to lock up. I had a few locks that I really liked. I was gonna lock. It's ugly, but I was gonna lock up the Raiders.
Ew.
I know. I'm gonna lock up the Chargers here. I love the full game, the halftime and full game money line, getting it at plus 105. But I think they could cover the 4.5 here at home. I don't trust the roster right now for New England. I think they start off games very slow, and defense has been a problem this year for them. So I'm gonna lock up the Chargers, laying the 4.5. My dog is going to be Denver. +3, plus 105 on the plus 150, on the money line. I believe in Sean Payton over Zach Taylor. I believe in Bo Nix. If he takes care of the ball, I think they could win against this bad defense. And I think their defense is good enough to get some stops. I'm not going to say they're going to fully, completely stop Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase because I don't think any defense could do that. But I think they could limit them and get a few stops here and there. Give me Denver outright, plus 150 as my dog. And then my three-way teaser, going to tease the Rams down from 6.5 to a pick 'em. I'm going to tease down the Philadelphia Eagles from 7.5 to 1.5. And then my last one, I am going to tease. I hate to say it, but I'm going to tease down the Miami Dolphins from 6.5 to 0.5. So yeah, Rams down to 0.5.
Do Tampa.
I don't trust them. I don't trust them in a bounce back game.
And for the people out there too, I will also tease up the Panthers. I think the Panthers to plus 14.5. They don't lose by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Revenge spot here for Dave Canales. You know he's going to want to put it on his former team. And with Bryce Young, the resurgence 2.0, Bryce Young, watch out. But yeah, no, Rams down from 6.5 to 0.5. Eagles down from 7.5 to 1.5. And then Miami Dolphins down to 6.5 to 0.5. So that is my three-way 6-point teaser. Kid, thank you. Let's get to bowl season. I know Rutgers just kicked off. We did like Rutgers plus the 7 with Greg Schiano. He just doesn't lose bowl games, kid. But for the next few days, we do have a bowl. We saw Toledo and a stellar Maction. They wind up beating Pitt 48-46. Rutgers is in a shootout right now, 17-17. So if you want to bet Rutgers live, I am on Rutgers. I went to New York and I bet Rutgers. But kid, we got some interesting bowl games here coming up these next few days. What do we like here? Let me get the bowl games here for us.
I just have 2 games and it's both on Friday slate. So I'm gonna just get them out the way and then let you take over. OU, Oklahoma, taking off the Naval Academy deal in Fort Worth, Texas. They're laying lines changed. They were laying 3 earlier. Now they're laying 2.5 in OU. Over under sitting at 43.5. It's too many points. Give me the Naval Academy +3. Excuse me. I also think they're live dogs. I understand. Oh, you probably, yes, they had a tougher schedule throughout the season, but the Naval Academy just came off a huge win against the Army. Defensively, I think they could slow down OU. They've been surprising all year long, Dale. Give me the Naval Academy plus the points and a low sprinkle plus 125 on the money line. And then my last game, I'm going to back them just because they've been doing great things all season long. Georgia Tech taking on Vanderbilt, Dale. Over under sitting at 50-50.5. Shop around. Georgia Tech laying 3. That's another one. Give me the +3 or Vanderbilt. Another one. I think they're live dogs as well. Plus 125 on the money line. If you watch college football this year and you're not backing Vanderbilt this weekend, go home. You don't deserve to watch any bowl games. Give me Vanderbilt plus 125 on the money line.
I love it, kid. Yeah, I like Navy plus the 2.5 as well. That is what is it? The Armed Forces Bowl. So you had to put one of our armed forces in that. I mean, Diego Pavia. I mean, everyone's winning lawsuits against the NCAA. He won it. He has another year of eligibility. 7 years now in college. Give me Diego Pavia plus the 3 against Georgia Tech. Love that. I like Texas Tech too. Short favorites here in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. By the way, whatever happened there? Because there's Syracuse is playing in the DirecTV Bowl. How is DirecTV making money anymore? We have to look in how much it is. How much is it to host or have our name on a bowl game? It can't be a lot.
It can't be. I think we just got to sponsor the event.
Yeah.
So maybe a little out of our budget for now.
For
now, but maybe in a couple of years, the Dream Ranger Bowl. We'll see.
I mean, shout out Snoop Dogg, absolute legend, but Snoop Dogg has his own bowl. Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl on Saturday. I mean, it's Miami of Ohio versus Colorado State. I mean, I'm just going through the names. Go Bowling, Military Bowl. Go Military Bowling has his own bowl. I mean, what are we doing? I'm just gonna rattle off some of my plays just because I got so mad. Low Army minus 16.5 bounce back spot after getting demolished by Navy. We rolling, baby. Give me Colorado Buffalo. It's a really good game in the Valero Alamo Bowl -4. The Aladome, excuse me. This is a really good game. The Pop-Tart Bowl in Orlando, Florida. Iowa State versus Miami. Miami laying 3.5. Kind of lean Miami. Most of their guys are playing. Cam Ward, all their guys entering the draft are playing, which you love to see.
Let's not forget Cam Ward in that FaceTime said he's gonna have a huge day.
And it's a home field. It's a home game for them. You know, only traveling a little north up to Orlando. Iowa State not ending the year on a good note. Give me Miami. I'm going to lay the 3.5. And then North Carolina, I'll lay the 2.5. You know who's going to be in town, right? Bill's going to be there now. Got to watch his team.
Junior.
Yeah, he's going to leave the keys to Junior. That's why he got the job. But yeah, those are the games that I like, and then we'll talk about our college playoff games next show. But kid, let's go to the association. Like I said, only 9 games here tonight, 8 games. If there are lines out for tomorrow, rattle off. What do you like?
Yeah, I'm gonna just start off what I like today for tonight for any live listeners. Miami Heat. We heard the news taking on the Orlando Magic. Give me the Magic minus 115 on the money line for tonight. I think they take care of business against the Heat. Next game, OKC Thunder taking on the Indiana Pacers. Pacers 1-5 straight now. They're coming along. Took a while. They're coming along. But give me the Thunder minus 5 on the road. To me, they just might be the best team in basketball, in my opinion. OKC, give me the points on the road. Next game, Houston Rockets taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. Oh man, I feel bad for my boy Willie Green. He's a good coach. Just a bad situation right now. Give me the Rockets minus 7.5. at home on the road. Excuse me. And then my last game for tonight, Detroit Pistons taking on the Sacramento Kings. Kings lost 4 straight games. I don't know how they're 5.5 point favorites. People, give me the Pistons plus 5.5 on the road. They beat the Suns a couple days ago. They beat the Lakers a couple days ago. I think they continue on a good West Coast trip. They'll give me the plus 5.5. I think they're live as well, plus 188 on the money line. And then for tomorrow, there's not really lines out for tomorrow. I'm gonna just give you what I feel, what I will touch on. So let's see for the games for tomorrow. Let me check one more time if there's lines out yet, but I highly doubt it. Nope, no lines out yet. But your New York Knicks taking on the Orlando Magic. Magic coming off of back to back. No need to travel. I do like your Knicks on the road. I say Knicks gonna be a short favorite. Next game, Pacers taking on the Boston Celtics. I like the Boston Celtics here. I think after losing at home on Christmas Day, it's gonna leave a sour taste in their mouth. Pacers coming off of back to back. Tough spot traveling to Boston. I like the Celtics at home tomorrow. Spurs taking on the Nets. Realistically, though, we haven't looked good since Dennis Schroeder has been traded away. So
Cooper Flag.
I'll probably take the Spurs minus the points. Minnesota taking on the Houston Rockets. I'm gonna be honest, that one's a tough one to pick. I gotta see what the lines are tomorrow, but might like Houston. We'll see about that. Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Pelicans, just laid with the Grizzlies. Denver Nuggets taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's gonna be a good game. Kind of like Cleveland. We'll see if they're dogs. I highly doubt it. I say Cleveland might be a short favorite. I'll say 3 to 4 points. Next game, Mavericks taking on the Phoenix Suns. Interesting to see what the line's gonna be. No Luka. I'm gonna say Phoenix short favorites, and I'll probably lean Phoenix as well. I'll lay it with Phoenix.
They're playing a little better though, Phoenix.
Yeah, they're playing a little better as of late. And then the last game, the Golden State Warriors taking on the Los Angeles Clippers. Watch out, the Clippers been rolling. They're 17-13. The Golden State Warriors, though, I said it earlier on the show. I might be right. They might be a 500 team come next podcast. Clippers won 3 out of the last 5. Give me the Clippers still. Whatever the spread is, lay with the Clippers. Right now, the Golden State has been trending downwards. So let's not forget, people. I think Golden State started off the season 12-3.
Yeah,
hot. 15-14. Ugh.
Not a good end, kid. But yeah, you might be right about that one. We counted our eggs a little too early on that one. But kid, thank you so much. That's gonna do it. We'll be back on Sunday. We'll recap everything, give you guys some more college football plays and basketball plays as well. But kid, any last words before we get up out of here?
Nah, Dale, that was a great EP, a huge one. So everybody just be a little patient if you want.
Yeah.
Skip ahead. Go straight to the plays by all means. We had a little conversation in there about Josh Allen and Lamar. We'll see who wins the MVP.
Yeah, we will.
We'll see who's right. But at the end of the day, I think both of them had a great season.
Yeah.
So
can't take that away.
Yeah, can't be surprised whoever wins the award.
Good luck. God bless. We'll see you.